Hi Sagis, how are you guys doing? Welcome to Sagittarius Tarot and today's reading. Today we're going to focus on the cyclical nature of life, right? Life goes in cycles. What is up must go down, and what is down must go up. And with every chapter, we complete one full cycle, right? So we're going to take a look at your current cycle. How is it heading, where you are at, and what is it leading to? If you're interested, stay tuned for this reading, right? Let us begin. So, here with me I have the Sacred Traveler, and we're gonna take a look at your first card, which is going to be talking about your current state, right? The self, where you are right now in this cycle of yours, in this chapter of yours. So you start with the reading with the stepping into power. In reverse, the message reads, you are strong beyond measure. And here we see someone who is going as if against the wind, right? Like the wind is blowing one way and he's going against it. Holding the lantern here, that usually the hermits, that talks about clarity, right? And venturing into the dark, cold nights, leaving behind his comfort zone. And that's how he's stepping into his power and by taking a risk and being courageous. This is talking about courage. The fact that it came in reverse in the current state of your cycle tells me that right now you are in a phase where you are embracing the path of least resistance, right? You're deciding to go with the wind and to allow the wind to carry you instead of going against it. It's to go with the current. So I feel that now you're basing your actions following what's going on around you, right? Given the circumstances that's going on around you, you're trying to be adaptable and you're trying to look for opportunities even within crisis, if that exists, right? And so this really talks about your adaptability, first and foremost. And what else? This could also be talking about not only like the path of least resistance, but also like allowing circumstances to play in your favor instead of going against them. I feel like now you're not allowing your ego to dictate what you want, right? Like against what's going on. Meaning you're in a phase of, let's say, if you have certain wants and you know that the environment isn't conducive enough, right? You're allowing your ego to surrender and you're saying, no, I let go. This is not the right time to do this, let's say. Let me see what is this time better suited for, right? And so you're looking for opportunities, and I love that for you. That takes a lot of inner courage as well, and a lot of release, a lot of surrender. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the environment. So what is the state of the world that surrounds you right now, and how does that influence you and your choices? Let's take a look at what's going on around you and why did you allow, right? Or preferred, more or less, to go with the flow instead of against it. So let's take a look at your cards. And so you get watching clouds. I like it. Lie back, rest, and relax. And so I feel the environment around you feels like things are taking a pause, right? So maybe there's delays, maybe something is stalling, maybe there's not a lot of momentum around you. So it feels like you need to take your time or let things play out before you take another step. And that's why you're sort of going with the flow, right? Right now is more like, it feels like if you push against all of this and let's say, I don't know, like, keep on sending these emails, keep on following up without success, keep on like making these calls and pursuing things aggressively, or even like reaching out to someone who's maybe angry at you and not allowing them time to cool down, or rushing healing, or I don't know, like whatever that is, right? This talks about people need space around you to recharge, to lie back, to rest and relax. Companies need some downtime. Businesses even situation, circumstances, if there's paperwork, whatever. So this talks to just, you know, the environment is more conducive to just lie back, rest, and relax. And so I like it because that really explains your demeanor right here. And you'll see in the background, there's that ship that's telling you your ship will be coming soon. You just gotta, pick up a book, read a book, have some coffee or some tea, relax. If life is not in a rush, why should you? There's a time to rest, to lie back and to relax, and there's a time to go forward. All right, nice. So now we're going to be talking about the four seasons that will dominate this chapter of yours or this cycle. And so we're going to start with the winter season, the metaphor for it, right? The winter season is usually a time to rest and to gather energy. And so let us talk about this winter, right? This winter season. What are you taking a break from right now? And what is awaiting renewal after that break, right? So this could be literally talking about the actual winter season. So that means November, December, January, February, but it doesn't have to be that. That could be, the proverbial winter. So that's a phase, a season of this chapter where you need to rest and gather energy and things that need to take a break in your life, and that will be awaiting renewal later on in spring. So let us take a look at that energy for you. So you have impasse, reflect and redirect your energy. You had impasse also the other day in the reading. Nice. Okay. So that makes sense, right? Because whenever you do hit a dead end or a wall or an impasse in that card, it's really showing you that the sky is blue behind that wall and there's something behind that wall. It's not a dead end. That means there's an alternative way to get there. But this way that you took just has a wall at the end. And so this is telling you, right, this is not the time to forge ahead. That's why this card came in reverse. This is not a time to step into your power and, being strong beyond measure and going against the current. This is not a time to get a mortar and or a baton or whatever and try to create a hole in the wall or try to destroy it or try to climb it. This is not that time. This is a time to just relax, sit back, enjoy some nuts, right? Recharge, lie back, go with the flow, and also try to detach from the expected results. So whenever you do hit that wall, you'll be like, oh, okay, so this is not the way. So maybe I just need to relax and I'll find another one. Or this is not the end of the world. It's all right. I'll find another way, right? And so this is asking you to take a break right now. So things are delayed for a purpose. If you're following up on a project, if you're following up on paperwork, if you're following up on a business, if you're also trying to win an account, win a client, win a pitch, if you're trying to win a person, to get their attention, to date them, if you're also trying to win an argument, if you're trying to push a relationship to another level, increase your commitment, or leave a relationship, whatever that is, whatever the thing that you're pursuing in this chapter of your life, this is not a time to push through, right? Take a break. And this is what will be awaiting renewal. The renewal would be like showing you the new path, right? Right now, it's time to take a beat, take a breath. Now let's take a look at the proverbial spring. This is a time usually of growth. And so this card is going to show the next season of this chapter, which is what in your life will be starting to come into fruition and what will be gaining momentum then. You get the unknown territory in reverse. It says you are exactly where you need to be, but it's in reverse. And you have the owl here and someone's on a journey. I like this that it came in reverse in this position because this is saying that as you finish your break and rest and as you feel replenished to go at whatever you wanted to go at again, suddenly there's going to be a certain clarity. So the territory ahead won't be unknown. You won't have to take a leap of faith literally into the unknown. I think you're gonna get a lot of downloads, you're gonna get a lot of clarity. Those emails are gonna come in, those phone calls are gonna come in, that feedback is going to come in, the money is going to come in, people are going to be coming to you, you're gonna be magnetic, right? If you wanna heal a relationship, whatever, people are going to be more receptive then. So this is talking about something that is not unknown, something that belonged to that previous phase of your life, the previous chapter, something that needed momentum, that needed growth, that needed healing, whatever that is, right? That will be now very receptive for you to deal with it. And this will also, the fact that this came in reverse, this will also indicate, because right in the upright, the message is you are exactly where you need to be. And so when it's in reverse, this is telling me literally that it's so funny because it came with the impasse, right? So this is not exactly where you need to be. And so this is telling me that in that phase as well, you're going to be receiving a lot of information to tell you that wherever you are in that relationship, job, or process, I'm going to say process, wherever you are in that process, there's another place that you need to be, right? You need to move to a different part of the process. And I like that. So there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of transformation, then there's a lot of go-getting energy towards something that's already established. So there's no need to embrace that unknown, right? You're going to be knowing what you're doing to a T. Now we're going to take a card for the proverbial summer. This talks about a time of abundance where everything is at its peak. So what in your life will be blooming then, right? After this, once you tend to that known territory and once you figure out where you exactly need to be instead of where you are, it's when things are going to go in full bloom. So what can you appreciate? What can you celebrate? What can you be grateful for? And what will be blooming in your life and at peak? Let's take a look. I love it. It'll be passion and pleasure. Savor your life. And that's the ultimate summer card, right? So this is really talking about embracing hedonism and pursuing your pleasures and passion and feeling finally alive, right? You can see in the card here, there's a bonfire, there's a musician, there's people looking at the show, there's someone performing, people are dancing, there's a lot of life and love. So I think what will be blooming really is your love of life. So I think if you were, right, because that impasse right there and that need to relax with this card and lie back, and that place where you weren't exactly where you are and there was another place you needed to be, all indicate for me that you needed all of that rest and rejuvenation because you were at a place where you felt depleted. And so this is the best news ever that you got this card for whenever things do bloom, because really I feel like you are able to tap into the complete joy of life, right? So maybe right now you're going through a lull, through a downtime, through the blues, whatever that is, you're gonna find all that passion and pleasure. And this card tells me that if you really pursue your passions and if you really embrace your pleasures, right, it will be an amazing opportunity for you to savor life. Like life will give you like 100%. Whenever you do embrace those passions and pleasures, it's going to feel like really the peak. It's going to feel amazing, amazing, amazing. That's the peak of this chapter. This is so good, so good. Now we're going to take a look at the proverbial fall season. So this talks about how the trees lose their leaves. And so this is a time of loss, of passing, and of moving on before you go and venture into the next chapter. So what in your life will be leaving you then? And what will be the things that you no longer need? Okay. You got that card yesterday. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. So overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything, and that's leaving your life. It's the obstacle, right? Finally, an obstacle is removed from your life. You overcome that obstacles, right? Or you had a change of heart with this sword here that represents the ideas and the beliefs, so it no longer matters, right? Um, and so whether once you embrace your passion and pleasure and you savored life, you discovered that the obstacle is no longer an obstacle because you don't want to go there anymore. That's great, right? And also, if it is actually leaving your life and you overcame that obstacle, um, that's also another blessing, right? And what I like about this is a representation of the Excalibur sword that's in Roak, and this talks about an obstacle that really needs a key person or a key belief or key idea or key mind in order to remove it from the rock. It's not about sheer strength, right? And so with this, I feel it was crucial for you, if you look at that chapter, it was crucial for you to, let's take a look at everything. It was crucial for you to, in the first card, go with the flow and accept that things are guiding you towards taking the path of least resistance, because the environment around you is taking a pause and things were paused or were put on hold for a reason, right? To allow you to relax and all of that. And that impasse that happened at the beginning of the cycle was necessary for you to reflect and redirect your energy and to believe that there's a better way out there. And then this whole thing where you, like, after that you feel recharged and you feel like, no, this is not exactly what I want to be. There's another place that I need to be, and that place isn't something new, isn't an unknown territory. It's where I'm at. All I needed is to regain the power and the energy and the drive for my life to change whatever was stuck, right? Instead of throwing it and looking for the unknown. And so I think maybe that's why also I was saying that maybe the obstacle that you thought you wanted, you no longer wanted it because you already fixed what you already had, right? Or I throw it if it ain't broke or something like that. And so I love this because after that moment, you're going to be so happy, you're going to be so successful, you're going to embrace your passion and pleasure, and you're going to save your life. And this shows me success and happiness and abundance and joy. And there's a lot of good energy right there. And then eventually the obstacle, whether the idea of the obstacle is removed because you no longer care about it, because you finally succeeded in what you wanted, or because of all that positive energy, you were able to finally figure out the right idea to overcome that obstacle and to go, further into the next chapter. All of these scenarios indicate for me like something really amazing. What a blessing. What a blessing. All right. And so now that the reading is done, I'm going to be picking for you a card from the fairies as an overall guidance. Beautiful. This is what you got in the shorts of today, but it was reversed. And I love seeing this up right now, like the coincidence, right? Because this says after you have done all of this exercise, all that journey, at the end of the chapter, right? You started the chapter, it was in reverse, and you end the chapter with the magical blessings upright. And now that you overcame that obstacle, and now that you were full of passion and pleasure and savored the life, and this talks about sharing, right? You see here that the magical blessing says, whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairy says you can bless others too. And this really talks about a moment where you feel life is smiling at you big time. There's so many magical blessings and synchronicities and a blissful life in general, that where you feel really aligned and connected and supported by the universe. And it gets to the point where you all want to also share all that joy and all that blessings with others. And wow, like this is just amazing, amazing, amazing.